this government will make a new free-of-charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
Conspiracy theorists proven correct again. Keir Starmer is mandating a digital ID. And watch the BS reason he gives you. It's good for you. It's always good for you, just like the vaccine. It's always good for you.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free-of-charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work.
Free of charge, Kurt. Free of charge. Oh. How royal of you. Well, yeah. You know the old saying, if at first you don't succeed, just lock the entire country down and take away everyone's rights.
Yeah.
So they're making it mandatory.
By the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
So they're doing that. Why would you do it like that? You won't be able to.
Let me spell it out, Jimmy. No one can trade or buy or sell without the mark of the beast.
That's right.
He literally just said that in a different way.
You won't be able to access electricity. You won't be able to buy gas. You won't be able to do anything. You won't be able to get in your bank account. You won't be able to do anything unless you have the mark of the beast, which is the digital ID.
Unreal.
And he said you won't be able to work. So they say you won't be able to work because it looks like he's fighting illegal immigration.
Mm-hmm. I didn't get that from
I'm pretty sure that's not the people. So here we go. Let's watch this. Jeremy Corbyn and Nigel Farage. So far left and far right both agree on this. It's a bad idea. Jeremy Corbyn says, I firmly oppose the government's plans for compulsory digital ID cards. This is an affront to our civil liberties and will...
Hey, shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishop, the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing out this word in truth and sincerity about Chnak. Coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak, Wadash. All right, shalom to all the believers. This is a in-transit lesson, and this is based upon a video, that I turned on and start to watch, not even 5 minutes in, and almost 2 minutes in, 1 minute 52 seconds, and this is from the Jimmy Dore show, and they're speaking about the UK digital ID. The Keir Starmer, I believe that's the Prime Minister, the new Prime Minister. They're speaking about the digital ID, and they say something. They say that the digital ID is the mark of the beast, which is not. So this video is just going in, differentiating between the digital ID. You're also going to have CBDCs or digital money. We're moving away from paper, right? All currencies are going to go digital eventually, and then all identification is going to go digital eventually as well. Okay, and these are these are not the digital money is not the mark of the beast. Your cell phone is not the mark of the beast, and the digital ID is not the mark of the beast. All right, but it's a precursor to that system. Those things have to be put in place in order for the system to run, perfectly with the RFID technology that's going to be inside you. Okay, now on Jimmy Dore's show, and I was actually meditating upon this the other day, watching his videos, certain channels, and in my head I was thinking, like, a lot of these dudes, which we know, a lot of these dudes are set up. They're controlled opposition. They're allowed to speak particular points and say particular things. I remember when he was covering the C-19 thing years back, and he was going into a video it was a video that I believe it was on his page that he put of, it's either Australia or New Zealand, where they had, you know, them sea camps where they were, you know, putting, you know, grabbing people up and locking them up in those quarantine camps. And I took the video and I put it on my channel, and they took my my channel down. But his channel was allowed, you know, to you know, his channel was allowed to speak particular things. So you got a lot of these dudes, all these pundits, all right, these influencers, these podcasters, particular individuals that are in the mainstream that are allowed to say particular things, and really to a lot of times they're used to deceive you, or they're really there to deceive you, all right, and allow certain talking points, all right, to prosper, all right, so then they can come down and cancel these particular individuals. You had Russell Brand, right, when he's completely set up. You know, they canceled him, or they demonetized him. All right, they demonetized him off of YouTube. So he's still on YouTube, but he doesn't get any ad revenue, which that doesn't matter because he's bought and paid for. So here in this video, Jimmy Dore, and Lord's I'll cut it, or I'll put the link to the video, one or the other. You know, because if we say particular things, they'll actually chop our videos. Okay, and it's going to be, you know, pretty much illegal to say that, because Esau doesn't want you to know what the actual mark of the beast is. What is it? Is it a digital ID? Is it your cell phone? Is it this? Is it that? Okay. Nah, it's the RFID microchip they're gonna put the technology inside you. But you're gonna hear a lot more of individuals, okay, speaking about the MOTB, Revelation 13. All right, him and his co-host talk about the digital ID is the MOTB. No, that's not what that is. Okay, let me because your man, he quote, oh, you're not gonna buy or sell. It's part of the system. Okay, it's part of the system. They need the digital ID. They need digital money. Okay, and then they're gonna put the technology inside you so you can interact, all right, with the system that they're setting up. Everything is moving towards a digital system, all right. But let me go to Isaiah. Bear with me. Yep. Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done. Yeah, the MOTB, that revelation, all right, is new. As far as what it could be in today's time. All right, when John, he received that technology, he saw it, he saw the vision, but he could not say, okay, well, yeah, the Edomites are gonna be in power, the so-called white man, and then they're gonna put a microchip inside of you. They're gonna, inject you with a microchip, and he didn't say that. He used words that he could describe in his times, and ultimately, it was the spirit that was on him to see these things and write these things down. And it was like hidden codes, hidden messages, dark sayings that only now the prophets are able to actually interpret and break down and understand what's actually the judgment. Motherfucking judgment. Bad. I've been seeing a lot of bad accidents, on the other side of the freeway. And the Lord's judgments go out, and that bad boy packed. They got the freeway completely blocked off. The Lord's judgments are going out, like hotcakes. Hot and ready every day, every morning. The Lord's judgment brings His judgment to light. Okay, but going back into the scripture declaring the end from the beginning, because this prophecy is this prophecy is broken down recently the correct way. Back it was John got this over 2,000 years ago. Okay, he got it over 2,000 years ago, but only now can it be broken down properly. Okay, these guys were saying the MOTB. I believe so. Well, you had a lot of individuals saying that the Maxine was the MOTB. No, that wasn't the MOTB. A lot of individuals took it that shouldn't have took it, and they're having consequences, you know, of their actions now. Okay. All right, but it wasn't the MOTB, and YouTube banned, chopped your video and chopped your channel down if you equated the MOTB with the MOTB is the mark of the beast. If you equated the MOTB with, okay, the juice. Okay, so you're gonna have a lot of channels now be taken down when they roll out the digital ID. Because you're gonna have a lot of these influencers saying that that's the MOTB. No, that's not the MOTB. It's the RFID microchip, which is the MOTB. And we haven't. And guess what? We haven't changed on our stance. I just want to remind the audience here at Great Millstone, we have not changed on our stance of what it is. And it's important also for us to do videos of what is it not. The Lord said to take something, all right, but you don't know, he's not going to tell you what it is. Well, he's given us the wisdom, knowledge, understanding now in our times to understand what this is. And we know, in Esau, he's telegraphing. He's completely telegraphing his play. All right, the Lord has revealed this damn devil for, you know, the demon that he is. Let me finish the scripture. Declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Right. The Lord's counsel is going to stand, and he has it already set up for this technology to be rolled out, and for this technology to be offered to the whole world. And a lot of people are being deceived, okay, because you got influencers, particular individuals that are on these mainstream platforms that are allowed to speak particular talking points. And that's their whole, you know, that's their whole channel. It's so-called bringing out these sea theories, okay, that YouTube is allowing to, you know, to come out. Now you can speak about the Maxine, you know, pretty much openly. You can criticize, you know, the rollout. All right, you can bring the whole Captain Kirk thing. You know, people are exposing that, and really no videos are being taken down, because we're getting ready to come into a time in which all those videos that you done and you spoke about it, they're going to be used against you. All right, this is all part of Esau laying a snare, and also deceiving a lot of individuals as well. Okay, because the digital ID is not the MOTB. The digital ID will be part of that whole system, because everything is moving digital, and then they're going to put that technology inside you so you can interact with the system digitally. All right, they can tap the digital ID. It's going to be, you know, inside you, or I should say the RFID is going to be inside you, to where they can access the digital ID through the CHIP, the RFID, CHIP. Okay, where they can just tap, you know, a particular application or a particular device. You know, like you touch the pay, and they can tap it, and then they can bring up all your information, scan your ass, and bring up all your information. They can bring up your digital ID, and it will pop up in their system. And there's a concerted effort amongst all these nations to, you know, centralize all their data. Okay, no longer is going to be stored in multiple different places. It's all going to be in one place. Okay, bear with me. Park this. Give me a second. Just parking this car. So it's coming. And you're going to have a lot of these influencers that are going to be allowed to say particular things because, again, control opposition. Okay, some of them don't know the level of deception. Even you got a lot of people that are patsies. You got individuals set up with what's it called? They had that what's that program? Damn, it just came out of my mind. You had what, like the Manchurian Candidate. You got that was one movie that showed you MK Ultra. So you know you got a lot of mind control. A lot of these individuals are set up as mind control puppets, pumped with drugs. All right, they go out and do certain things. They don't forget about it. A lot of these individuals are given scripts as well. They're given a script. All right, you're gonna talk about this. We're gonna allow your channel, because he has a relatively big channel, over 1 million followers, if I'm not mistaken. Give me a second. Let me see. You know, it don't want to load now. That's crazy. No worries. But basically, he has over 1 million followers, and he reaches a pretty large crowd. Okay, so Esau doesn't want to fully, not right now, because he just can't say, all right, you can't say this, you can't say that. There has to be an excuse. So he's going to come heavy now with those seed theories. All right, because he's in Jimmy Dore's, another conspiracy made true. Because people have been speaking about, you know, the world moving to a digital ID system for a long time. The government actually hinted at it a couple of times throughout the years, how they wanted to move to that system. Now we're actually starting to see it. Before, the government said that's a conspiracy. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're a nut. But hold on. Now all these things are actually, now they're coming to pass. What's that? What's going on there? But just to clear up the record, okay, the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast, okay, is not the digital ID. Okay, it's not the digital ID. Okay, just to clear that up. Let me hit you with that scripture in Revelation. Okay, the 13th chapter. Because the digital ID, you know, will be used, you know, to gather more control. Absolutely. To gather more control, the basically put you into a system in which they can track and they can trace you. But Esau, he's going to go further. He's not going to stop. He's not stopping. Okay? And none of you people cried for a digital ID. Nobody in the UK cried for a digital ID. The government is coming with the solution. Okay? Revelation 13. I'm going to, in 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. This is what we're seeing now. Revised Roman Empire. Okay, coming back. But now with technology. Technology in which they can control you and trace you and track you and have more power over you. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right, because they're not going to grab you up and just put you to death. What they're doing, they're setting up a system in which you will have no other choice but to get with it. Because here it is, the digital ID system, you can't work in the UK unless you don't have it. So if you don't work, that means you don't eat. You can't take care of yourself. Don't have a family. Okay, don't have a family. So what's gonna you'll pretty much starve to death. You'll be out on the streets just because you didn't want to get the digital ID. But see, that's what he's going to do with the MOTB, the actual MOTB, because the digital ID, we're going to all have digital IDs very soon, and that's not, that's not the MOTB. That's not a sin unto death. Okay, in a lot of cases, you can use a digital form of ID in many different aspects, but now it's going to be tied. All right, it's going to be mandatory, and then it's going to be tied to a biometrics, which that's when that's the MOTB, when it goes inside you, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So you want to tap in with the beast, fully tap in. Okay, and people are going to buck up against the digital ID, but Esau got something for your ass. He got false flags. That was just something I wanted to bring out. The digital ID is not the MOTB, okay, but it is part of the system, this beast system. All right, Skynet, if you will. A shalom to the elect.